right? And so I'm gonna ask y'all, all right, we're all at different stages. We're all at different stages. For me, divorce, Auntie Glow, widowed, Angel, single, um, and for me, I'm single because I was divorced. And then Kay, single, remarried, Joe, married. Like we're all right. We got our own little panel right here. And I want to ask, like, what value did you gain from that? Like, did you hear anything that spoke specifically to you?
I'll go.
All right, thank you, Angel.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Joe, hold on. I think the thing that stood out the most for me was honesty and transparency. Honesty and transparency, because it's one thing to get to receive honesty, but it's like you have to ask, and sometimes just having to ask for something is extremely uncomfortable, and then it can lead to drama, questions, because it's like, why are you questioning me? Why are you, why don't you trust me? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like everybody has the right to know or to wonder, like, we're human. And especially if we see signs or we get anything that causes us to feel some type of way or to make assumptions, only thing you can do that. But transparency, it's like, that's just so true, to just be able to, like, to me, that's a goal of what I desire in a partner, because for you to just want to be honest with me, for you to just here, calm down, for you to want to make sure that your partner is comfortable, is secure, is just, we're on the same page, that for me it clicked. I'm like, yeah, that 100% is like high up on my like absolute requirements, because I'm that person. I'm gonna ask questions, especially if God puts it on my spirit. I feel like there's gonna be a reason why, and so I ask. But it was a few things that really stood out. It was just very informative and inspiring. Um, but yeah, that transparency, like, that stuck with me.
So the beautiful part about it is it's funny because I actually noticed that exact same part too. The honesty and the transparency and the difference between the two. And I knew that that would stick out to you. And what stuck out to me was the aspect of, when I think it was Pastor B, like the bigger guy, and his wife actually spoke 37 years of marriage. When they spoke, and he's like, "Yo, I dealt with, I got a problem, I got issue or whatever, but it's being able to feel comfortable in going to his wife about his issue and not looking for her to condemn him, but looking for her to offer like help and prayer and giving him that support that he needs. Like tonight, like I gave y'all the example, like when I met the gentleman, he humbled himself and he came vulnerably and transparent and honest and open, and he asked for help. And I like, who am I to be like, oh man, you should manage your money better, and why, well, you got a family, and why would you put yourself in a situation where you can't even buy groceries? That don't even sound right. That just don't even sound right. So when a person is coming with a problem and saying, look, I need help, or they're scared to even mention they have a problem, it is, when they ask for help, it is being willing to give that help and give it freely, just as God will give it to us, because He knows the battles that the demons that we're battling with, and when we go to Him, He brings along lifelines that can see signs and can be that lifeline of support. and can help a person develop so that they can be more Christ-like. It is no judgment. He who has no sin cast that first stone. One person's issue might not be as big as another person's issue, but that doesn't mean you judge them. Sin is, Angel always tell me, like, sin, God looks at sin from the top down. So he doesn't look at measurements of sin. He just sees it all as sin. And he's not judging. He's just saying, repent, change your ways, and then operate according to how I would love for you and how I designed for you to be. And so, like, I got value out of the whole thing. Powerful questions, powerful stages of just people being in different stages. And I love to hear you guys' wisdom. I'm thankful that Elizabeth is back on. And I really want to hear, like, Kay, Joe, what y'all got? Auntie Glow, if you want to unmute, Elizabeth, like, what did y'all hear tonight? Like, what did y'all hear that really stuck out to you?
Well, for me, it it led my husband and I to have like a strong debate, and it led me to go ahead and tell him a issue that I have been having, something that he was doing. He like,
Mm,
oh, no, you could have just told me. But I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want to come off as insecure or jealous or something like that. And it also, like, when they was asking everyone their word for the season, so I asked him first. I like, so what would be, what's your word? And his was sacrifice. Then I said I could see that, and I was just explaining to him that I respect it and I honored it. And my word was maturing, and it also led me to realize, like, when we got married, it next month would be a year. When we got married, I still realized that my communication isn't as effective that it needs to be and it should be. So I came up with a suggestion, like, okay, every week, we're gonna write out whatever issues we have and place it in our little box so that we can understand each other, and so that we won't come off, well, I'm saying I, because it's not him, it's always me. Like when I feel something, when I'm strongly, when I feel something so strongly about something, I'm very aggressive. Like I want you to feel it, I want you to understand it, I want you to hear it, all that. And he's always been patient, compassionate, soft spoken, kind, all that. And it's just led to us, going back on the season when we was dating, and we was like, wow, we did some of that. Like, I can remember, like, our first date, and I made a mistake and I drunk out of his soda, and I freaked out. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said we haven't even kissed yet. When I say I freaked out, and like every time we would go out on dates or have that same old soda, we would always just laugh about it, because I knew with, like, in that season, how important it was for us to keep things godly. And we was just saying, like, we're so glad that we kept everything godly, and look how it brought us to have a good godly marriage. Not saying, we don't experience issues, because we do. So it's just all about handling your issues in a godly way. So that's my piece.
That's good, Kay. That's good, Kay. And I do want to commend you for taking the information from last night and applying it. You said, I respect and honor your answer. Like, that was like what men need, right? And so, you really are implementing, like, what's all this information if we're not implementing it so that we could be better, right? And so I really do appreciate, one, you sharing, and sharing that you maturing and stuff. But you took the information from last night and, like, you met your husband's need to let him know, hey, I hear you and I respect and honor that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you for sharing. Elizabeth, Liz, I know your phone had died, but I don't know if you was able to catch any of that, any of that. But you know, I'll give you a question. Were you able to catch any of it? If not, I'm gonna give you a question.
Not really.
Okay, it's cool. In a relationship, right? They ask, what is a deal maker, right? What do you look for in a future potential partner, and what's a deal breaker? So that's I'm gonna challenge you on that aspect. And in the meantime, in between time, if Auntie Glow wants to share anything, she can come off of mute. Um, until Liz, when you tell me your answer is ready, we good. So I'm just gonna see, and if not, Liz, like whenever you're ready. What's up, Kristal? Glad you were able to join us.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
What's up? we started off slim tonight, and then it started picking up as far as people joining in. So I am thankful for God always providing and just matching the energy that we get to come in with. But
Yes.
Liz or Kristal, like I know you heard me ask your sister that question. What is it for you? Like what is a deal maker for you, and what is a deal breaker? Right?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I mean, if while y'all think, I'll give y'all right deal maker.
Oh, I
I
know.
Yeah. Oh, you know yours. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My deal maker is he has to love God. Like, really, like relationship in general, like, has to love God. Like God in submission to God. I guess there's a
I was I
difference.
was I
Love.
was about to ask, like, what does loving God mean? But you
Yeah.
said in submission. So can you explain what in submission means? Because like,
Like full submission of follower of Christ, obedient is the key, because a lot of people can say, oh, well, I love God, but I really think the difference is actual kingdom living. So you're fully submitted to God, so I can be fully submitted to you, knowing able to follow your leadership under the authority of God, right? You want someone that actually knows where they're going, like their purpose, and not just
mm-hmm.
willy-nilly out here in the world. So
Yep.
that is definitely a maker. I haven't always gotten it right, but now that I know, that is definitely like a deal maker for me.
That's good.
Um, Deal breaker wise, I mean, it kind of go along the same lines. We all know like no relationship is perfect, right? So, it requires work, and definitely what we learn, a lot of sacrifice. Um, but just like consistency in God, intentional about kingdom living. And if not, then like what's the use, right? What's the real purpose? So that's my
So that's good.
gist of what I see.
So I wanna take it back and you know repeat what you said. So you're saying if a person ain't in submission to God, that's a deal breaker for you. If your person that you're dating looking to marry, if you realize that they're not in submission to God, you're like, nah, I'm not really about this. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. All
Yep.
right, good answer. What you got, Liz? You ready?
Oh, mine will pretty much be the same, but I think my deal breaker will be if we're not growing,
Okay.
growing, and like a lack of communication. We ain't gonna get nowhere.
And see, you actually I think you jumped off last night, but she talked about men's needs and women's needs, and communication was a woman's
Yeah,
need.
I
And
heard her. I was still on when she said
all
that.
right, perfect. So yeah, like you just confirmed it. You was like, look, we need to be communicating, and then you got to offer that security. So I love it. Y'all got to be growing. You like, hey, look, I ain't staying broke. I ain't staying confused. I ain't staying without God. I gotta be growing to be better. And I love that. I love that. That's really good. Um, you know, I gotta ask, Auntie Glow, are you able to come off mute? I don't know if she is able to. But my question, for divorced people, divorced, right? I know Auntie Glow, she's widowed, like, but uh, for the divorced, uh,
What's wrong with your throat, Will?
I'm about to ask y'all a question.
I was trying to figure out.
I'm about to ask y'all a question. Divorced people, y'all divorced people. All right. So my question to you, divorced people, did y'all choose correctly in your first marriage or in your marriage? Did the marriage that led up to the divorce? Did you choose correctly? And if you did not choose correctly, were you at fault for not choosing correctly, or was it the person's fault for not choosing correctly?
Uh-oh.
Well, we don't point out fault, Will.
Hey, we get to be
I'm just
honest,
gonna
you
take
know.
ownership.
Yeah,
Okay.
and hey, we being honest, right? If feelings is still involved, you know what I'm
Oh
saying? You
yeah,
can
yeah.
still feel some type of hatred, you know?
Oh no, none at all. But absolutely, yeah, of course. That's why I'm a part of the club. Nope, I did not choose right at all. Absolutely not. Yeah. So, healing, restoration, all of that good stuff. It took, but yeah, no, I didn't choose right to begin with, and like I take full accountability for, you know what I mean, not walking like we're learning. Like if I was walking in my purpose, I would have chose who was also tending to there. So I basically randomly, whatever, young 20, don't know anything at 20 anyway.
Right,
So,
right. I get it. Yep.
yeah.
I get it. And no, there's no, like you said, no faults, no judgment whatsoever. I just wanted to give you a chance to, like, let it loose for a second. Like, this person messed it up.
No,
Oh
you know
man.
what the crazy thing about that is? It's so funny. Well, I shouldn't say funny, but and it's weird. Me and him, we actually went to the courthouse together. Like we had the discussion, like, no, this, it's not working, kind of growing in two separate direct, like, hard, of course, but we actually went like multiple times and we had to go have documents signed, whatever. Just, it just when you grow up and you realize, like, look, this is like my sister said, this is not going anywhere. Like when you
Gotcha.
recognize that, it's like, no hard feelings, and still see him, still talk to him, whatever. Like, yeah, no, it just was not going anywhere.
Good, clean break. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. What you got, Kay?
Will, it's funny that you posed that question. I had just told my husband while the video was on, what was going on. I had just told him about, of course he knew about my divorce. I was like, no, I didn't pick right. I said I didn't. I I ignore all the red signs. I ignore all of my parents' wisdom. And I was just telling him, I said, a person, they can't fake it. I said, yes, they can. I said, yeah, I said they can fake it only for a certain amount of time. Then the true color will come out. And I saw all kind of signs. Like I said in our other sessions, I have always felt in love with potential. And I was just telling my husband, no, that guy didn't have God. He was just faking. Like he was just faking. And we went to premarital counseling. We went to counseling, all kinds of stuff. And I got to a point where I had just told my husband, I was like, marriage can work. I was like, when people experience some issues, it just can't be one party doing all the work. Both parties won't have to make the agreement and have to put in work to make it work.
Oh.
And I I just got tired of trying to doing all the work. So in counseling with our pastor, I told the pastor, I was like, Pastor, no offense to you. I said, but there's nothing in the Bible that's gonna make me stay. I said, because I know who I'm dealing with. I said, I know the real him. You all don't. I said, no offense. I said, but I'm not gonna waste your time, and I'm not gonna waste my time. It like it can't be fixed. So I mean, and that's why it's good to take a time. It's good to embrace your singleness. And it's good to just take it all in and just, hey, there's my piece.
Thank you so much for sharing it, and I'm with you. I hope y'all didn't see the chat. I'm just saying. Oh,
Look,
man.
I did. I'm over here laughing. I'm ready for you to answer too, Will.
Nah, that was
Tell
a
them,
question for
Angela.
y'all. Angel. Oh my God, you started trouble. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, but no, honestly, for me, I got we moved too fast, 100%. And she did a very good job of faking the front, like Kay said. Um, we read the Bible together. We would do anything, definitely, kid during marriage and all that. And yeah, I was hot and on fire for God, 100%. And I'll take full accountability, like Kristal said. For me, could discern. I definitely discern. So when it came to finances, I was like, I ain't letting her know how much money I got, what I got. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm not letting her know nothing when it came to finances. I was like, tell me what you need, I got you. Because I just didn't. Something was off. Like I just didn't trust her. I didn't trust her, and I knew I could discern something was off. But then I'm still, for me, I was trying to go the worldly way of happy wife, happy life, and that is not biblical at all. Like it is not biblical at all. Jesus, like I like that literally like that meant like I was kind of worshiping my wife. And yeah, that just didn't work. She was definitely a very strong and independent person. So although she asked for me to kind of worship her and like do things according to her because she's very controlling, um, when I gave into that behavior, she hated it. Oh, she hated it. Like stop being so weak. That was like her like mindset on it, and then to the point where she got very disrespectful towards me and would belittle me and like down me, and then it played into somebody who's very secure, but then it made me insecure because I was being vulnerable. Yeah, happy spouse, happy house. That still ain't biblical, but it's better than happy wife, happy life. But her belittling me, it messed with me because I knew I was strong in my identity, I was strong in my walk, I was strong in my relationship with God, and then I let me sharing vulnerably with her and opening up to her about who I am and how I wanted to live and the marriage I wanted and the generational curses I was gonna break. I entrusted all that to her, and she broke that trust with no care nor regard, and that hurt. That's honestly that's what sent me into the depression. It wasn't the divorce that sent me into the depression. It was just like, man, like I had goals. I had a dream. Like I had, things that like generationally I was really trying to break. And, being in it by myself and my partner not respecting what I was trying to do and nor joining in the fight with me, um, that really did hurt. But I was more so embarrassed with myself for letting that happen. Like that could have been a marriage that could have been avoided. Um, and you said, does it still affect me? I could say up until last year, it did. Well, 2020. 2020. 2020 it did. So we got divorced in 2019, was separated from 2018 all the way through 2019. March of 2019 is when we had the divorce official. And then it wasn't until 2022, 2020, sorry, where like I broke out of, the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, the hurt, the confusion, all of that. Angel says dot dot dot. I don't know what the dot 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 for. You can definitely come off of mute if you want to. And all these question marks. But my thing is, for me, like I am healed from it, right? Um, I see my ex wife as somebody I recognize who she is, and I don't let her bother me anymore. Like, she definitely does annoy me, for sure. And even when I had a scenario of going back to her, um, you know, I that was healing in itself for me, because I used to judge myself on the aspect of like, man, you know, me and Angel, we went to relationship counseling, and her father's a pastor, and we were trying to work on our relationship. And right before that, I had went to relationship counseling with my ex-wife, and that counselor, I told him, I was like, bro, this is like we can you help us be friends, because she wants a relationship with me, and I know for a fact it's not gonna work. Like, I moved on, I got a baby coming with another woman that I really do, love, and like I care about, and like I was like, can you help her see it's not gonna work? And that counselor, he just didn't listen. He disregarded everything that I would like try to contribute to, like saying, hey, this is what I would like to work on. And it was all about her, and what her desires were, and it annoyed the crap out of me. Like, the counselor wasn't bad, but I could say he just didn't care about like what I had to say. It was like he was team Casey. And from that, like, when I went to the session with Angel's dad, and me and Angel, like, we trying to work on a relationship, got a baby coming and stuff like that. I was looking like, yo, I'm in. I was really going back into my relationship with God at that point, and God was speaking to me 100%. Angel definitely didn't believe it that he was speaking to me. Um, and the words that I would use when I was telling her he was speaking to me, they didn't come out right. They didn't come out right. But God knew my heart and my intention behind it. And I don't judge myself about it, because I knew that I was pure in my intent. But on the aspect of marriage, right? Right. There's only one way out of a marriage, right? For real, like the biblical way of getting out of a marriage. Like, there's only one way out, and well, there's two, right? Death. But the other one is adultery. And I was struggling so hard with that, because of the fact that I'm like when we divorce, like, I'm like, how do I move on after the divorce, where like I feel like I'm still soul tied and attached to this person, right? Like I was like, neither one of us committed adultery, and the aspect of the divorce only came about due to a person being emotionally off. And it just didn't feel right. It was hard for me to move on, knowing that. And so when I went back, just to like gain peace about the divorce, um, to the world, huh, like, Drake got a song, Drake K, hey, Drake, I do listen to Drake. Drake got a song talking about cameras, right? And he's like, it looks like we're in love, but only on camera. Don't listen to the lies. I swear they all lies. And we made it look good, like as if we were okay on camera, But the amount of arguments that we had during that time, like, that was a super duper toxic household for our kids to see, for us to be in. God was not proud of that at all. Like, and I was just like I got kicked out multiple times. Like your stuff is gone. Like it's thrown on the floor. Like you like get out. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Like that hurt me to my soul. I'm like, these are my like I don't have much and I don't need much. But for the little that I do have, for you to disrespect it and throw it on the floor like that, that hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't treat people like I don't try to be a bad person to people. So with seeing a person doing something like that, I was just like, for anybody that thought that I could get back with you, like I knew in my heart, I was like, yo, we never getting back together. Like, but anybody that thought I could get back with that person, I'm just like, nah. Like, y'all don't know what I'm experiencing, and I don't want y'all to see that. But I'll be honest and tell it, if anybody ever asks, because I'm like, it was toxic. It was very, very toxic. And I healed from the divorce. I definitely did. I moved on. Definitely can see the value in the person that God has me before. Right now, um, I'm still developing, still growing, still imperfect, but working on being more Christ-like. And that's how this life group came about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to share and grow with you guys. And I told you the accountability. It's not just me, right? Like, you saw that couple. They like we want to be married, and the gentleman, the young gentleman, they single, but they working towards marriage. They're like we tapped into Pastor Mike, Todd, and Natalie, and we surrounded ourselves around the right type of people who are married, or who are godly and can hold us accountable and direct us. And then the gentleman was like, yo, like I need God because I have no examples around me of a fulfilling and successful marriage. And like for me, Will Owens, like in my family, I come from a long generational line of steps and you know single dads and single moms, and like marriage isn't a successful thing. I could say Auntie Glow and Uncle Jimmy, they had a very successful marriage, and I admire it, and even though Uncle Jimmy's not alive anymore, that is something that I got to look up to, but I didn't get that until high school. You know what I'm saying? Like the marriages I seen, they sucked. They sucked. So how am I supposed to model something if I don't have God, and then I don't have something to look up to, like to aspire to be like? What am I supposed like yeah. I like now I know what a good marriage looks like. I can say, I look at Angel's parents' marriage and how they raised her and how she turned out to be. And I'm like, yo, I like what they got. Like that's and they're godly people, like I can tell, I can see it, and I can see the fruit that came from it. No matter if they're up, no matter if they're down, they still got each other's back and they love each other. And I like to surround myself with people like that. So no, I'm I don't feel any type of way about my divorce anymore. I have healed, and it was God who helped heal me. Me walking in my purpose and being intentional about it. So that's my answer. I know it was long winded, but I had to get it out there. Y'all got any more questions for me? Yeah. I got divorced. Chris, I seen you get off mute. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's good. Thank you for sharing. No, I was just wondering because I know how when you were listing, um, I mean, those are significant things and it can have, an impact. And there's nothing to be ashamed because healing is a process too. Like it is a process. I'm sure sometimes things come back up. I will say, like in my dating process, things come up and I definitely don't want this, things that you would see, be a reminder of what you've experienced already. And some things you think you healed from, but yeah, so thank you for sharing. I can totally, I totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah, thank you for being open.
Of course, and no problem, no problem. And I saw Kay and Joe, the thing went on, but I do want to say this, right? Sometimes I slip up. Sometimes I slip up and say things of, things that that happened in my marriage, or the time that I had went back to Casey and like tried to get on a talking stance with her. Um, like tonight, I was at shopping with Angel, and I asked her to get this certain type of sauce because I like the sauce. And I had when she got the sauce, I was like, let's make sure it's the right one. And then I was like, because when I was with Casey, she got the wrong one, and I just want to make sure it's the right one. And then as soon as I said that,
Yeah.
I was like, "Will, shut up."
Right. Right.
Like, but the thing is, right? Angel asked for honesty and transparency, and it's like, when do I operate in that, right? Because if I'm gonna be condemned for operating in transparency and be like, "Yo, I'm like, let's make sure we check this one," and because this is why I'm explaining to you why I'm offering up information, and so it's like you want it at one standpoint, and then when I give it, is wrong, and I'm like, I really don't know how to operate in that honesty and transparency because I never want for me to cause collateral damage to somebody intentionally, like that. What, like when I said it, I was just like, Lord, why'd you
You
say that?
recognized it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely recognized it. I recognized it, and I was just like, "Why'd you say that, Will?" But then
Yeah.
it was like you was just speaking from your heart. You just you like the sauce, and you the homegirl got it, and it was wrong. That your food you don't mess with, bro. Like you really particular about your food. You just want the right one. So I spoke from my heart, and I'm like, "Yo, somebody else made a mistake. Like let's not make that mistake again." And yeah, like I'm still learning on how to operate in honesty and transparency, like for real.
Yeah.
Got Kay talking about some no,
Right. That's what I'm over here. What you said? What?
no, and man, I make those mistakes often. I make those mistakes
We're
often.
human. We're human.
And the crazy thing is, like, it's like you said, divorce, and when you got divorced and you got kids, like it's resurrecting a death every single time. It is resurrecting a death. Like I literally have to see her and deal with
Mhm.
and like, oh man, I say, I pray for Angel, honestly, because of the fact that she has to go through a lot in dealing with this situation where I'm like, yo, in all honesty, I apologize, one, and then two, if you ain't right in your relationship with God, like, you're in a relationship with God, but you ain't submitted, like, you might get hurt, like, because there, you know, he's gonna put you in a lot of situations to test you. And I'm like, you live a really good, like, kind of like clean, wholesome life, like, so therefore, you know, he gonna test you with through me, and he's gonna see what you do with the actions that I do. Like, and I don't mean to intentionally hurt you or hurt your feelings or anything, but it's God developing your relationship with Him, because He gonna know you can't go nowhere but to Him. Because if you go to your daddy, there's gonna come judgment. Like, her daddy's gonna judge me, and it's hard for a parent to forget. Like when as if any of us would have go to our parent about our partner, our our parents or our family members or our friends, they remember all the negative of the partner. They remember all that negative. You can give them one negative and 1,000 goods, and they remember the one negative, and that's the stain on that partner forever. So it's delicate situation for sure.
Okay, I was gonna stay quiet. I really was.
I want you to stay quiet.
Um, my thing is, you talked about honesty and transparency, and for anybody, I don't know, you know, the full. I don't know who knows the full story of our situation, um, but it wasn't pretty the way it all went down. As he said, he went back to his wife and or ex-wife, and when he was with her, I was pregnant, and so there were a lot of issues that caused a lot of distrust. And you talk about honesty and transparency, and we've had so much of the opposite in our history. And that's why it's so important to me now, because now we're in, like, in the video, they asked, like, what stage were we in? And I literally wrote down, for us, we're kind of in a recovery slash discovery stage, because we went through so much. I had to deal with so much while you were healing from your divorce and while you were going back to fully recover, to see, to decide what you wanted. But the same way you said it was, it's, reliving your divorce every time you saw her or you see your ex-wife. That's how it was for you, because here I am pregnant and permanently attached to you and her after everything went down. I'll leave it there. One of the things that they talked about in the video was when people hold on to their exes and their old friends, and how that puts so much pressure and that leads to insecurity issues, because it is like he said, you leave the door open. And to me, that was another major thing that stuck with me because of our experience. The door was left open because of that relationship with your ex-wife, who you have to maintain it. You can't not talk to the mother of your child. And so that was one of those things they didn't, I feel like our situation is a little abnormal. So it's not something that you'll find on a typical panel. So, it's like half of the things they said applied to us and others didn't. But I'm happy, one, that you're acknowledging the amount of pressure that happens to be placed on me. And that's just from the position that your ex-wife holds, not even based on the tumultuous background that your healing process caused for all of us, because it put her through some stuff too. If you had to go through hell, I had to go through hell, she went through hell. And, I know that it's nobody but God, because we're in a way better place now than we were then. But yeah, like, you saying different things about the sauce, like, honestly, the sauce thing didn't bother me. For me, it wasn't that deep, because I was like, I got the right sauce.
I was hoping you I was trying to give the positive out of that. Like I was like,
Yeah,
did you get the right one? And like
it really
you
wasn't.
got the wrong one.
Like, that's not that deep to me. But you're an oversharer, which leads to groups like this where we can all talk about everything. But yes, it is definitely something that you do. Here, mama. There you go. It's definitely something that you do that, unfortunately, I have to, not unfortunately, but it's something that comes with the territory of being with somebody who, one, was divorced, and two, has a child with someone else. And so I accept that. I always have. It wasn't until you added the drama of going through your healing process where you ended up with her and I ended up alone. So that drama, those issues that broke the trust, that's what causes the issue when it comes to you being transparent or not, because your transparency is dependent on you. You're not always transparent, which has led to a lot of issues. You're not always honest, which has led to a lot of issues. And obviously, you and I, we both know how we're progressing and trying to allow God to lead us and how we can recover from all of that. But yeah, like honesty and transparency, I always want it. I tell you, I want more information than you think I need, and allow me to process that information the best way I see fit. So I appreciate the transparency, but let me go ahead and advise, like say now, I'm not tripping over the sauce because I got it right.
Hey, you did get it right. And that, I got a question for y'all. When is transparency too much? Like when is it bad to, like, cause she says, I love sharing, like, because for me, real talk, like I don't want somebody to feel as though they're the only one that's going through something. Um like I said, when that gentleman got help today, I was like, I want you to know, man, like I was just you last week, bro. Like like that's my witness to you. Like it doesn't have to be a long witness. It's literally a witness that you let a person know, like I see you, I understand you. It's okay. You will be fine. God will provide. And thank you for opening up and being transparent and asking for help. And but when is sharing too much? Like, what do you guys think? What, like, I see you, Kay. Go, Joe. Whoever is gonna speak on this. Like, when is sharing too much?
For me, it is when I am blindsided. For me, transparent will have to be volunteer information. But when you volunteer information, please don't lie. Just tell the whole truth. Just be honest. Like don't just try to lie. I don't care if it's a little bit lie. Just tell the truth. That's it.
Do you think that there's some embarrassment or shame that comes with like telling
Of
the
course.
full truth?
Mm-hmm. Of course. But like I said, I have and I tell my husband this. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. You're not gonna like it. Own it, sit in it, and fix it. And you said, but what comes from the lies? It's
more lies if you're trying to hide something.
right.
Like, man, my mom, Kristal, she came off. Ooh, yes. But like my mom, she ingrained in me, like, when I lie, like, yeah, like it comes to a point where I'm just like, it just doesn't sit well with me, and I'm just like, enough is enough. I'm ready to get caught. Like I just don't care, because it just does not, like, lying takes a lot of work, and it's easy to just be truthful, and it just feels a lot better, like when you are truthful. Like, when there are times when I lied to Angel and she found out the truth, like, and I'm just like, yeah, like you caught me, like. Like I'm not about to take you through days and days of like just wondering, right? Like she caught me or whatever, like, and I'm just like, thank you for catching me, thank you, like, because oh man, lying, it takes a lot of like it puts a lot of pressure on a person, and then you gotta keep up with the lie, remember, and create. Man, that's just too much. It's too much,
Well,
at least for me.
and like I tell my son this, I like, and most of the times, coming from a woman's perspective, if a woman asks me something, she already knows the answer. So you can't lie to a smart woman. You just can't. Normally, if a woman gonna ask you something, they're asking to see if you're gonna tell the truth.
That's facts.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
facts. So, Kristal, what you got? What you got to say? Hey, look,
Oh no, that's true.
y'all doing it.
No, that's true. I agree. With what Kay was saying, it is, and it'll set you free. Honestly, right? Live in Christ, living, and of course, no one is perfect. No one, and I love like the vulnerability that you have, because I think growth comes from when you release. Right? That's what it's about. Like moving forward, releasing all of what was. And again, it's a process. Healing, it's a process. You're acknowledging, right, what could be improved. And then it's just about executing and walking in it to make a different impact, like moving forward. So yeah, the truth, it'll set you free. Yeah, it's easier. You're right. It's easier just to be truthful up front. Like Kay said, usually already know ahead of time. And even some men like know ahead of time, right? Like it's just easier to be upfront and honest with things, because a lie has what's the saying? I don't know, it's some old saying back in the day. You have to chase a lie with another lie and another lie to cover that lie, right?
Oh,
So yeah,
yeah.
but
That's
this is
good.
good.
So I think I'm echoing somewhere, but the aspect of ooh, Kristal, you hit it on the head too, Kate. Oh man, you guys, Angel, everybody's amazing. Y'all sharing. So on the aspect of like, men we know if we want to know. Homeboy came out with the song and he's like, I don't want to know if you playing me, keep it on the low, because my heart can't take it anymore. Us men, we fragile. Okay, go ahead, Liz. What you got? You gonna sing a song for me? What you about to say? Something I know. Look, you came off of mute.
No, I don't have anything to say.
All right, all right. So look, on the aspect of just like us men, we fragile. We are emotional, right? We do have emotions. Contrary to popular belief of what America says, men do have emotions. And at times we just be like, look, I can't handle knowing. Because when women cheat, it ain't the same way a man cheats. When a woman is attracted to a guy, it's not the same way that a man is attracted to a woman. When women, y'all like premeditated. When y'all are interested in a guy, it's like y'all all in. Y'all like all like when a guy's interested in a female, it's like we just like the way they look. Like maybe you connect or whatever, but it's more so physical lust attraction. It ain't really that deep on the emotion side. But for y'all, like when like women, man, y'all ain't like us, right? Y'all don't just get a physical attraction and be like, oh, I'm gonna let it all like for him because he looked good. It's more so, mm, before he can get in, I really got to know what is he, what's his value and da 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 da, and you build up a relationship in time with this person. So if we find that out, it's like, bro, like we done messed up and we really don't want to know. Like we know, but we don't want to know. We act dumb. Because it's gonna hurt too much. It's gonna hurt too much to go through that. And we know what we put y'all through. Um and it's not the same. Women and men are different. Women and men are different. And it is, like I said, through us having these discussions and stuff where we get to realize how we are the same as humans, but then we are different in sexes in a way that we think. Men think with logic first, emotion second. Women think with emotion first, and then logic second. And sometimes like the emotion can run so high in a woman where it just the logic just doesn't exist. I seen that happen with my mother, and it's like, yo, you just can get out of this situation. She's like, no, da, 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 da. Like, and I'm just like, wow, like, like, wow, like and I'm sure Joe K with y'all, like, I'm sure Joe be trying to give you like some logical answers, and then you be like, no, like, you speak with emotion and try to handle things, and then it just goes however it's supposed to go from there, but man, like I said, these talks, they're so valuable. Like, I was like, all right, 2 million views on the last one, 1 million on this one. I'm like, there's value there, because usually he averaging like 400 or 500,000 views. I'm like, you got to the millions, bro. Like, for real. That panel, they were phenomenal. Like, even to the like the oh, I'm definitely gonna send a video. I got to give y'all the video. But and like, it's just to see the way that they opened up. And it's like, you got to have a part one and a part two of that, but then you got to really kind of, you like, this is like a relationship retreat or whatever, because you don't really want to take up the Sundays just for a relationship. So I don't know how they did it, but man, God put us in relationship with other people, with Him, with ourselves, all of that. It's so important to understand everybody's walk, the season that they're in, where they're looking to go, the purpose, the intention behind it, and how God relates and brings it all together. Um, it's just amazing. Like, on the aspect, look, Kay even shared in the group message today. She was like, the pastor that I heard speak last night, look at him getting a check for his work from Pastor Mike Todd. I'm like, wow, full circle. Full circle. Look at relationship. He doing his thing over here, and this man of God over here is looking to give to a person who's doing their thing for the kingdom of God. And I'm just like y'all see how we all connected? We all make a difference to each other. Like, we all matter. And that love exchange between all of us is so, so, so important. And so, I don't want to prolong this anymore. The love there. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. I'm always looking for challenges, and she actually came up with some stuff that will help me personally, and we're supposed to be working through that. But like, you know, I being transparent, vulnerable, honest. Like, tomorrow we're gonna meet up with my ex-wife. Um, and I don't know what's about to come out of that. I really don't. But I said I'll show and I'll allow God to operate. Um, because obviously there's healing that still needs to take place. So um yeah, it is a step, right? But I'm gonna put it up to God and put it in prayer first, and just allow Him to operate and offer that protection, because He knows my heart. He knows my heart. I'm not intentionally looking to hurt nobody. And I am, because I'm not married, I am in that state of singleness. And so, with that being said, if He gives guidance that um He wants Angel and I to stay in the season of singleness because He wants us for Him, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with wherever God wants to lead. And because I am submitted, I am sacrificed to Him, and His guidance and His way, because I've lived my way. I lived my way, and I saw where it got me. Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. Right? It's all about us allowing Him into our lives, and so I want Him to operate in my life, because I know where when I led my own life and I thought I knew where I was going, I caused collateral damage and hurt a lot of people. And so I don't really want to do that anymore. I want to be different. Like, this fast has been phenomenal so far. This social media fast, like, for phenomenal. Um, man, like, and I just want to thank y'all for, like, just even suggesting it, because a fast was not on my heart at all. It wasn't on my heart, but y'all suggested it, and I'm like, yeah, I know the thing that I need to give up, for real, for real. And it was social media. And the way I've been blessed from this so far, mm, mm, mm. All I can say, all praises and glory be to God, because it's been wonderful. And I know, I ain't gonna speak temptation over my life, but or issues and problems and stuff like that. I'm not speaking that. But if it does, I know how to battle it. I know how to win that war, and I know how to cast it away. So we good to go over here. We good to go. I'm continuing on this fast. It just feels too good to give up. Feels way too good to give up. Anybody have anything else that they want to share? Before I do end this, this has been fruitful, very much so. Y'all learned a lot about me. You got to hear Angel. And y'all, I'm opening up myself to you guys so you can really realize like there's no judgment here. And everything that everybody shares is of value and it all matters. There is a connection to how it all interplays into like not just relationship but into our lives and our relationship with God. Like I like when people share with me their relationship with God because guess what? It's just encouraging. It's like, yo, you actually talk to God. Do you listen? So yeah. Sorry, she said, pray until something happens. I don't know if you want to get off of mute, but you're more than welcome to share. Any last words? Any last words? All right, go ahead, Kristal.
Oh, I can't. Oh no. No, thank you.
Oh,
No, I didn't realize. No. I totally agree. I was saying, was Auntie Glow on here?
yeah, she's on. I think she's on mute and can't come off mute or something. So she might be doing something. So we
Oh,
all
okay.
good. But she's on, and I would have loved for her to speak, but she's on. She heard all of us.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna watch the video. I know I came in a little late, but this has been very. I mean, it's like therapy, soul therapy, and I love it. Like, yeah, it's been good.
Like that therapy session I had today, like my client, he was just like I chose you because of the fact that you are like he like, yo, you're like a professional. Like he's like, you're a professional. I can tell, man. Like you and I was like, bro, like I'm like, oh, in all honesty, I'm not licensed.
Hey, don't take no license.
I was like, bro, like I'm not licensed. Like you keep calling me a professional. I was like, bro, like there's literally no training here. He's like, but you just know what to say and know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, all praises go to God. Like, bro, I said all I'm doing is I'm giving you God's word. But he's like, but you know
Mhm.
how to say it. You know how to
Mhm.
say it to where it hits me. And I'm like, you do too. He downplays himself a lot, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
but he has a godly woman that he wants to marry, and she is godly, like homegirl, like she godly, and I'm like, yo, bro, you better put a ring on that, cause you need that, you need that. Um, it's just beautiful to see, like they scheduled 1 hour, and then 3 hours later, like or 2 hours later, we like still talking and like didn't want to leave, and I'm like, I gotta go, like, I gotta go, but it just like I'm in a season where, like I said, 2022 about to be turn up time for real, like. Guys, turn up the volume all the way, and I really feel that I'm gonna hit this 250,000 person goal that
Mhm.
put on my heart. Like I really feel it. Like I don't know when it's gonna come, but like the floodgates gonna open one of these
Yes.
days, and then like y'all gonna jump on the Zoom and be like, "Will, why we got so many people in the room?" I'm like, I don't know where they came from. I don't know where they came from. I was just like, even I talked to Kayla this morning, and she was like, "Yo, Will, like I see what you guys are doing. I really want to join. It's just so late, and but one of these days I'm gonna jump on. Like I really need that." I really need that. Like, y'all, what y'all doing? I really need that. Like, I watched one of the recordings. Like, I love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. And she's like, I could tell you different now. Like, I see you're lighter. Like before, it seemed like you was all over the place, running multiple businesses and just doing too much. She's like,
Mhm.
nah, I see you operating like in your lane now. And I was like, thank you, because I am. So,
Amen.
anybody else? Thank you so much, Kristal. Thank you so much
Keep
for
it up,
joining
brother.
on.
Keep it up. Yes.
It's like, I got class tonight, but I'm gonna make sure I still show up. I love it.
Yeah, had to.
I love it. We need that energy. But y'all, anybody else? Because if not, I'm about to close it down. We can have our nights back. All right, that's it. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. Y'all have wonderful evenings. Stay blessed and stay prayed up. Don't just pray up, listen down too. Listen to what God has to say. He got to talk to you through his word and through messages. However he got to get to you, he going to get to you. So just be open and allow him to work through you. I appreciate y'all. Have a nice night.
You too. Good night. Good
Thanks.
night, you
Good
guys.
night.
Night.